Hey man, how you doing? See you again.
My name is Chris, I'm from the Philippines.
Hey Chris.
So Peter Parker has experienced a lot of loss and suffering at his young age, especially after the events of the Avengers. How do you think he finds the strength to keep on going?
I think it's because of his sense of responsibility. You know, Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. That's this famous saying, and he knows that. And he realizes that there are these shoes that need filling. The world misses Iron Man, and the world now needs Spider-Man.
Which Spider-Man co-star would you like to work with in a horror film, a comedy film, a sci-fi film, and a dance film?
I'd like to work with Jacob Batalon in a horror film, Martin Starr in a comedy film, Zendaya in a dance film. A sci-fi film, I'd like to work with Jon Favreau. That'd be fun.
Took the super soldier serum, but instead of thin to
Oh wow, look at you.
big to thin.
All right.
Top 3 songs in Captain America's workout playlist.
Oh God. Top 3, I can't even think of one. I can't even think of one. I wish I knew more songs from the 1940s, because that's probably what it is, you know what I mean? It's probably some really dated music that's, you know, big band stuff that gets him going.
What about Chris Evans? What about your workout
Me?
playlist? Yeah.
From my workout playlist, God, what do I listen to? I like, you know, when I'm working out, for some reason I like hip hop. Hip hop gets me going.
How does it feel to be a role model to so many people?
It can be overwhelming at times, I suppose. You act because you like being creative and you like interpreting characters and telling stories and embodying different emotional journeys. The fact that that can manifest in a way where other people are genuinely affected and inspired by your interpretation is a different responsibility that you don't always anticipate. It's great. It's great. It's a little unexpected at times, but incredibly valuable. I don't think anyone would deny that it's rewarding.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks.
Nice to meet you. Hi.
How you doing, sir?
Hi, good morning. My name is Chris. I'm a YouTuber here in the Philippines.
YouTuber?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So before I want to start, I want to give you a custom-made ocean-inspired coloring that my brother-in-law made.
Well, that's awesome.
And there's an Aquaman symbol at the back with your name on it.
Dude, thank you. That's super cool. That's like, bam, middle finger one. That's epic. Look at that. It's got my name on it and everything. Sweet, man.
So, Jason, what was it like filming Aquaman compared to your time filming Justice League? And how was James Wan as a director?
Justice League was a lot of fun because I didn't have to do all the work. That was split up between 5 different characters, so there was a lot more fun to be had. Aquaman was all me, so it still rests on my shoulders, so a little bit more responsibility. James Wan as a director, great. Came in with a solid script, beautiful vision, executed it, you know, set up a nice safety net so we could trust and perform and do things and experiment, and had a great time.
What do you think is Arthur Curry's workout playlist?
Oh, there's definitely a lot of Metallica. There's definitely some Tool. Yeah, it's definitely heavy.
Heavy stuff.
Heavy stuff. A little bit of Slayer. He's got some hip hop in there. There might be a couple Elton John songs in there.
Nice.
That's mostly when he's depressed.
So what got you interested in joining another beloved franchise like Men in Black? Was there like a secret ceremonial alien passing of the torch thing that went on behind the scenes?
I wish there was. That sounds far more exciting. No, I love the original films. I love what Will and Tommy had done with this franchise, and it had grown up on it like a lot of people. And when they started talking about this and taking the film in a new direction and making it, you know, have a whole lot more action and fun and just be this big international adventure, it felt like something I, as a fan, wanted to watch, and also felt like a perfect sort of next stage for the franchise.
If you had a real-life neuralizer, would you use it for the common good, or would you have a little bit fun with it?
Yeah, I would definitely use it for the common good, just to sort of, you know, to make myself feel better about who I am, and then maybe wipe some of my own memories. But in general, I think it'd be a pretty fun thing to manipulate situations with, wouldn't it?
The Matrix was ahead of its time with its stunts, effects, and camera work when it first came out. How is it like going back to the set of a new Matrix film almost 2 decades later? Like, how has the current technology changed your experience in filming with Lana Wachowski?
It was really exciting to get back into it all. And I don't think today's technology really affected us too much in the sense of portraying or what we actually did.
I think what changed the most was her actual style of shooting, because she has, found a new way of shooting for herself, which is a little bit less structured and has more of a flow to it in a way. She just has a completely different style of shooting. So that felt very different.
Thank you so much, Keanu. I'm a big fan for the replacements, so it was an honor.
Shane Falco, number 16. Cool, man.
Take care.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
What is one Wakanda technology you'd like to have in real life, and what will you use it for?
Wow, that's a great question. I think the Wakanda technology that I would like to have in real life would probably be the Kimoyo beads. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that, yeah, because I think that I remember when Ta-Nehisi Coates and Brian Stelfreeze, when they invented that piece of technology, because I thought it was just incredible. Because I remember in the Chris Priest run, they had the Kimoyo cards, but that, when I saw that bracelet, man, my mind just raced about how awesome it was, and the storytelling that that each Wakanda gets a prime bead that like monitors their health, and that they can do holographic projections and data analysis. In our film, Shuri has built a quantum computer that's named Griot. That's the AI's name, and the Kimoyo beads are in constant communication with Griot. I think it's just awesome. So that would be what I would like. I think a piece of wearable tech. I don't think I have much use for those weapons. You know what I mean? Thankfully, but yeah, I think it'll be the beads.
If you woke up tomorrow morning and you found out that Wakanda was a real place that you can travel to, what's the first thing you'll do when you get there?
Wow, that's a great question. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a city guy. I grew up in the East Bay area, big metropolitan area. I do love cities, but because I'm from California, we have cities, but they always are gonna be close to some beautiful natural landscape, whether it's a redwood forest or snow-capped mountains or a beach. I long for both things. Once I'm in a city for too long, I wanna get out in the nature. Once I'm in nature too long, I wanna get back to the city. So I think I would probably, book a trip where I could spend time in the Golden City, but I would also spend half my time in the bush, somewhere rural.
Hi, Chris. So I watched the first 37 minutes of the film, and it really looked like you guys were enjoying so much. How was that dynamic like? Was it easy to balance the I'm working with my good friends, and I need to get this job done correctly for Marvel and Disney?
You know what? We had a lot of fun making this movie, but Ryan and Hugh and I, we all really respect the gift of this job. And we want to tell a story that is as entertaining for global audiences as possible. So we share a love of the job, but we also share a sense of that privilege and that responsibility. So now there was no challenge getting the job done. The challenge is make every scene great and then make it even better. And that's what we really tried to do on Deadpool and Wolverine.
I'm a huge fan of your work, but there's one movie of yours that my wife and I love to rewatch over and over, and that's The Internship.
Oh, wow. So that, you know what? When you name a failure to a director, that feels extra good. Because I love The Internship. It didn't do well when it came out.
I didn't even realize that.
All these years later, so many people tell me that. And you realize, the life of a movie is longer than opening weekend. So I really appreciate that.
Hi, good morning. I'm Chris. I'm a YouTuber from the Philippines.
Hey, Chris.
I'm a huge fan. This is such an honor. Been a huge fan of you since I watched 300 on the big screen.
Oh, nice.
And Watchmen is definitely one of my favorites.
Oh, cool.
Growing up loving this genre, I remember a time as a kid, playing with laser swords and blasters. Were you like that as well? And if so, how fulfilling was it to make a film like this as an adult?
It is fulfilling because I feel like it's exactly as you say. It's one of those mythologies that's in all of us that you could easily, anyone can start to express pew, pew, pew. That's just in you, Getting an opportunity to sort of make a movie is tell a story in a world that is whole cloth creation is really just an honor and something, even though it's a labor of love and difficult and all that, it's still in the end really fulfilling and fun to do.
Even as a director, you also like handling the camera when you film.
Yes.
What is it about being right in the middle of the action, so to speak, that makes you tell a better story?
I do love the physical act of camera operation. I don't know. It's sort of athletic. It's like a skill. Inside of it, your sort of style, the style that you see that becomes a character, a third character, especially in an action sequence. If you know the fight choreography, where you can anticipate the where the hits are going to come and sort of find them, but also do it in a way that feels organic. There's just like a lot of subtlety to it. It's like playing a game, and so you're in with the actors in a lot of ways. Like you're a participant in their performance and in the sort of telling of the movie in a real physical way. And the communication is really clean because I can just go like, listen, you need to after that you need to step there because I got to be able to get over here. And they're like, oh, okay, got it.
I saw a video where someone called you by doing a very Filipino thing, which is...
Yes, yeah.
So, in your opinion, what 3 Filipino traits do you think would make a good Jedi?
Just Filipinos in general, they point with their lips like this. I think if they could combine that with like the Force and like push things with their lips, that would be a good one. That's, I think, is also a good way to, if a Jedi can do that, but get the attention of somebody like across the world on a different planet.
Yeah,
kind of Filipino Jedi trait. And also, if we're taking it back to like a martial arts type of thing, like Filipino Kali, Arnis, like that kind of style with their lightsabers.
Double lightsaber.
Yeah, I think that'd be pretty sick.
So I'm curious, if someone suddenly recruited one of your past movie characters to join a secret government agency and help save the world, so to speak, which character do you think would do the best job? And who do you think would be the worst choice?
Bob Lee Swagger from Shooter would be the best choice. And I would, or Marcus Luttrell. Can't forget about Marcus Luttrell. And I would say John from Ted would be the worst choice.
Okay, awesome. Beyond the action, comedy, and romance, my favorite theme of this film is the fact that an ordinary person has the potential to do amazing things.
Yes.
In the vast amount of movies you've been in, was there something new that you had to do or learn while filming The Union that you felt most proud to have achieved on this particular set? Could be as an actor or as a producer.
I'm constantly learning and growing, both professionally and personally. I think I never had a fear of heights. And then, having to do the scene where I'm out there sitting on the beam acting like it's just a regular day and I'm having a sandwich, or running across those beams in the final sequence. I was a lot more nervous than I thought I would be. I've never been, and wearing a wire, I never felt like, I've never had that situation. I think it's just getting old,
Thank you so much for your time. Talking to you today means so much to me, mostly because one of your movies really helped shape who I was in the early 2000s, and that movie was Rockstar.
Oh, nice.
I watched that movie with my bandmates over and over, and it really inspired us and gave us the energy to work hard on our music.
Very
and a year
cool.
later, my band was signed to a major label. Rockstar
Wow.
was definitely a huge inspiration for me, and the fact that your character's name was also named Chris made it more special. So getting to tell you this really means a lot.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
But who do you think would win? Liu Kang or Zack?
Okay, but is a Zord involved or is a Zord not involved?
What would give each of them the upper hand?
Liu Kang he can throw fireballs, and he throws them all the time. And his sweeps are really cheap. If you consider the video game, nobody can block those. They always take you down, right? On Zack's side, he's got a good crew. I think Liu Kang's crew is not as gelled together as the Power Rangers family. On Zack's side, he's got some backup. And then on Liu Kang's side, he's got Raiden, and Raiden's a god. On Zack's side, he's got Zordon, and Zordon's an old alien.
Yeah.
Stuck in the tube. But on Zack's side, he's got the Zord, and they've all got the Megazord. On Liu Kang's side, he's got a fire-breathing dragon, and Liu Kang doesn't pull punches. Power Rangers, they kind of have to, represent a certain joyfulness, a certain childhood innocence. Whereas Mortal Kombat, all that's out the window. I mean, it's rated R and it's bloody, there's brutalities and fatalities. In the end, I'm really not sure. Yeah, I just hope they could be friends, man, because it's a very hard time for me inside. For these two to fight together, it's very difficult for me to be in the middle of all that.